Today I am going to explain you new chapter, that is atomic structure and chemical bonding. Before going to the main topic of the chapter, first of all I want to give some introductory point based on this chapter. Many attempts have been made to know as to what is the ultimate particle of matter. The idea of the smallest unit of the matter was first given by Maharishi Kaneda in the 6th century BC in India. According to him, matter consists of indestructible minute particle called paramanus. Param means ultimate and Anu means particle. Now it is called atom. A Parmanu does not exist in free state, rather it combined with the other Parmanu to form a bigger particle called Anu. There are different types of Parmanus, each one of them exhibits specific properties. The Greek philosopher Democritus called the Parmanu as atom, which comes from the Greek word meaning indivisible. But the first scientific theory about the structure of matter was given by John Dalton. He considered atom as an indivisible particle that are fundamental building blocks of the matter. The existence of different type of matter is considered to be due to the different types of atom constituting them. The main postulates of Dalton atomic theory are: matter consists of very small indivisible particle called atom. Number 2, atom can neither be created nor destroyed. Number 3, atom of the element are alike in all respect, but they are different from made up of other element. Atom of an element combined in a small number to form molecule. Atom of one element combined with the atom of another element in a simple ratio to form a molecule of compound. Atom are the smallest unit of matter that can take part in chemical reaction. So these are the postulates of Dalton. But according to the latest research on atom has proved that the most of the postulates of Dalton atomic theory are incorrect, except the atom take part in chemical reaction. However, it was J.J. Thomson who shows the existence of these charged particles, thus discovered electrons. Negatively charged particles. E. Goldstein discovered protons, possibly charged particle in the atom. Later on, James Chadwick discovered neutron. The electron, proton and neutrons are called the fundamental particles of an atom. These particles are building block of all atom of element. Now, I want to come to the another topic of the chapter, that is definition of element. As I told you in my previous module, the element is a pure substance that can neither be decomposed into nor formed from the simple substance by ordinary physical or chemical method. It cannot be broken by any physical or chemical method, this I have told. For example, carbon is an element because it cannot be split up into the two or more simpler substances by ordinary method like heating, breaking or passing electricity. The next definition of an atom. An atom is the smallest particle of the element that exhibits all the properties of the element. It may or may be not exist independently or freely, but take part in every chemical reaction. For example, take a small piece of sodium and make a pieces of further small pieces of it. So you will see that all the pieces show the property of sodium on further division also. These indivisible particles are also the atom of sodium. In the other word, an atom is the smallest possible unit of an element. Now after that, constituents of an atom. Constituents means the particles of the fundamental particles of atom is electron, proton and neutron. So first of all, I am going to discuss the discovery of electron, which has been, the credit has given to the William Crookes. According to William Crookes, he was a British scientist, noted that gases are ordinarily poor conductor of electricity. However, when high voltage charge from an induction coil is applied to the tube filled with gases at very low pressure, that is 0.01 mmHg, the gases become good conductor of electricity and begin to flow from cathode to anode in the form of rays. Since these rays are originated from the negative plate, that is cathode, and travel to the positive plate, they are called cathode rays. Later, J.J. Thomson studied the characteristics and constituents of cathode rays. The apparatus used by him is called discharge tube or a cathode ray tube. A discharge tube is a hard glass tube fitted with the two metal plates known as electrode. One of which is connected with the positive terminal of the battery is called anode, and another one is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is called cathode. It has a side tube through which gas can be pumped out by using a vacuum pump to create vacuum. Now, properties of cathode rays. These rays travel from the cathode to the anode in the straight line. They cause a greenish yellow fluorescence on the soda glass screen placed in the tube. They are reflected by electric field. They are inflected towards the positive field and deflected from the negative field. This shows that they carry negative charge. When a beam of cathode rays is made to fall upon the hard metallic target like tungsten, X-rays are produced. They penetrate through matter. They cause ionization of the gas through which they pass. The ratio of the charge to mass of the particle constituting cathode rays remains the same. That is E by m 1.76 × 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kg, respectively of the nature of the gas taken of the metal forming the cathode. They produce the shadow on the opaque object placed in the path and make a light paddle wheel rotate. Now, what was the conclusion of the Thomson theory? That cathode rays consist of negative charged particle. Now they are called electrons. These negative charged particles are integral part of all atoms. Electrons have both definite mass and definite electric charge, both of which are independent to the nature of the gas in the discharge tube. So that's all for today. In the next topic, I will explain you property of electron and discovery of proton.